Exxat is a cloud-based system that allows both you and your students to manage all things related to field education. Exxat is composed of 4 modules: STEPS, Approve, Plan, and CCS. This video is going to primarily focus on STEPS, which is specified to field education. For a quick reference, Plan will help you manage and map your curriculum to accreditation standards so that you can identify any gaps, redundancies, or misalignments in your curriculum. Approve is a compliance service where our team will review and approve student-required health documents such as immunizations and background and drug screenings for you. And CCS is a university-level solution that allows all departments to centrally store contracts in one location and easily share affiliation agreements. Now let's dive into STEPS, which is our linchpin solution for all things field education. First and foremost, STEPS will act as a central repository to house all of our data. You can see on the left that there are areas to house agency information, clinical personnel data such as field instructors and task supervisors, and student information. If you go into the Agencies tab, you will be able to see a list of all agencies. You can easily filter this list to find specific agencies. Common filters would be by setting, like, do you only want to see adoption and community service sites? Or you could filter by area or zip code. When you click on an agency, you will be taken to a page that houses all the information you need on that agency. You can see basic information on the site as well as a map to see how far away the agency is from your school, while students would see how far away it is from their location. You can view staff who are associated with the agency. You can write notes on the site. You can add site requirements and site-specific documentation. You will also be able to store contracts, capture grant information, conduct site assessments, view placements and availability, and so much more. When it comes to adding all this information, it might feel a little overwhelming. But the great news is that Exxat Data Team will import all of your existing agency and staff information into the system for you. If you want to run some agency reports, you can click on Agency Reports to quickly pull up information like when a site is about to expire or a summary of site assessments. When it comes to field instructor and task supervisors, their information is also housed in Exxat. Again, you will be able to filter to find people easily, such as by their role, the setting they are associated with, or location. If you click on a person, you will be able to see a profile that has their basic information, the agencies they are associated with, and their board certifications and licensure information. A great way to collect this information is to send out field instructor and task supervisor qualification forms. As long as you have their name and email, you can schedule a form to be sent to any and all instructors or supervisors. They will receive an email with a link that will directly log them into your Exxat portal to add their information. These forms will allow you to collect the basic information, licenses, and board certifications to assess their qualifications. You will be able to customize any of this information that you want to capture. This is a perfect example to show how you interact with field instructors and task supervisors through Exxat. They do not have a login to Exxat. The reason being, it is just another username and password that they will probably forget anyway, and they don't need to navigate a system to find all their information. Any task or information you need from them, such as updating their profiles or reviewing a student learning contract, will always be accomplished through an email with a unique link. That link will directly log them into the system to do a specific task. This will make interactions efficient, easy, and paperless. Like sites, we also have built-in reports for field personnel, such as staff with expiring licensing or missing information reports. As for student information, you will be able to manage students in your dashboard, but students will also have their own logins to the system. Speaking of logins, if you want to integrate single sign-on or SSO, we can have you and your students use their school credentials to access the Exxat system. When a student logs in, they will see on their dashboard where they are currently placed and if they have any immunization or health records that are pending, expired, or disapproved. Over in the My Profile section, students are able to input their information. All we need is their name, email, and class year. The rest of the information you want to capture is completely customizable, such as adding areas of interest, language proficiencies, or personal statements. On the required document page, students will see a list of all their required documents, whether they be immunizations, certifications, background and drug screening, or any other document you would like to track. Students can clearly see what documents they need to complete, when they are due, and the status of the document. Green means a document has been approved, red means a document has been disapproved with a note as to why and next steps, and yellow means the document is about to expire. If you use the Approve service, our team of registered health professionals will review and approve the student documents for you based on your guidelines. Our team will monitor for expirations, notify the students of any status changes, and provide details on next steps if a document is disapproved. Additionally, with the Approve service, students will be able to directly request background check and drug screenings within Exxat. When it comes to placing students into agencies, students can fill out a field application form, or as some schools call it, a clinical questionnaire. This will allow the student to enter their expectations for field placement based on the qualitative expectations and aspects, such as career goals. The field director or placement coordinator can use this information to better place students. The next thing a student would usually do is reference the map of affiliation. This will allow students to see agencies that your program is affiliated with. You can add filters to this map if you would like students to be able to search for sites by program type, such as BSW or MSW, or by setting, such as school setting or health setting. If a student clicks on an agency, they will see information such as how far away the site is from them, notes you have made for the student, requirements, or agency-specific documents. After looking through the map of affiliation, students will want to go to Wishlists. This is where students will select their preferences for their rotations. They can filter the agencies as needed, and then they can add or remove them to their wish list. Once they have added some agencies, they will be able to rank them best on their preference. You can limit the number of agencies students can add to their wish lists, say only allow them to add 5 agencies. Once students have decided where they would like to go, you can start making tentative placements. If you go into the placements section, you will be able to place students by rotation. If you click Assign Placements, you will see a list of agencies. Each bubble represents an available placement. For example, Apple Crest Nursing Center has an availability for juvenile delinquents setting. If you click the bubble, you will be able to place students into that agency. You can see how far away the agency is for the student and if an agency is part of their wish list. Once you place the student, you will be releasing Field Instructor and Task Supervisor information to the student, which they will see under My Placement. Once students have been tentatively assigned to a placement, students can go to the My Placement tab where they can see their placement. They will see the field instructor information, who they can reach out to for an interview. Once they have done the interview and they have been offered a position, students can fill out a confirmation questionnaire that will confirm their placement to the field placement coordinator. If not approved, they will repeat the process until they have an approved field placement. Also, the field coordinator can schedule an interview for the student within Exxat. While students are out in the field, they can fill out timesheets to track hours. This timesheet is a simple tool and can easily be customized to capture more information as needed. If students have a minimum required hours, the student and you can track if those hours. Students can also send the timesheets to the fieldwork instructor, task supervisor, or faculty member to review and approve the timesheet. You can also use Supervision progress notes to collect the student's impression on supervisory discussion. The students specify the topics, issues discussed, and the practice behavior or competency addressed during this discussion, as well as total time spent. It can be approved by field instructor and task supervisor. Next, let's talk about learning contracts. Students will be able to create learning contracts within Exxat. If they go to My Activities, students can open a learning contract to fill in their goals, objectives, and method of evaluation against CSWE competencies. You can customize these learning contract templates as needed. The initial learning contract is usually approved by the field instructor, task supervisor, and field liaison. Then, during midterm and final, the student is evaluated based on this learning contract. The student will usually evaluate themselves first at midterm, followed by the task supervisor and field instructor. Then they will repeat the process at the end of their term. You will be able to see the status of all the learning contracts for students. You can also go into your evaluation summary to see a list of evaluations in addition to learning contracts. You're able to see who has submitted their evaluations and who has not. If you want to run an aggregate report, you can look at any evaluation and see all the responses to each question. If you would like, you can implement your grading rubric to add weight to each evaluation. Keep in mind that the evaluation reports are going to be custom to you, as we are going to take your evaluations, put them into the system, and then generate reports based off of those. Lastly, under the reports section, we have a host of reports that you are able to run. If you don't see a report that you would like to run, we are happy to create one for you at no extra cost. We are always trying to grow and expand our capabilities, and we know that creating customization for your program will allow us to have a better system in the long run. Thank you so much for listening to this quick overview of Exxat STEPS for social work programs. Have a wonderful day.